There are so many places lost beneath the waves around the world, you could create an alternate atlas of watery wreckages. Here are 10 haunting water worlds. Number 10. In 1939, Joseph Stalin gave orders to flood the 12th century town of Kalyazin, Russia to build the Uglich reservoir. The waters submerged several medieval buildings, including 2 monasteries, but the Kalyazin bell tower, also known as the flooded belfry, is still looming above the Volga at 244 feet high. Authorities have reinforced the tower and built a small artificial island around it, turning it into a popular spot for swimmers and tourists. Amazingly, Orthodox Christian services are still held inside the tower several times a year. Number 9. They used to call it the wickedest city on earth. For decades in the 17th century, Port Royal was known for its rum, prostitutes, and pirates, who used the town's strategic location in the middle of the Caribbean as their base for plundering Spanish treasure fleets. But in 1692 the city was hit with a massive earthquake, which destroyed some buildings and sucked others into the sand. The tsunami that followed drenched the town, swallowing up 33 acres for good. In all, at least 2,000 people were killed. Today, much of the once scandalous city lies 40 feet below water. Since the 1950s, divers have been exploring the ruins, which are said to be remarkably complete. Number 8. Located 50 miles northeast of Las Vegas, St. Thomas was established in 1865. In the 1930s, after the creation of the Hoover Dam, Lake Mead flooded, washing over the entire town. Today, during times of drought, the foundations of St. Thomas reappear, although each time they re-emerge, more of the structures have disappeared. In 2005, parts of 40 buildings were visible, including remnants of an old school and ice cream parlor. According to the National Park Service, much of the town is visible right now due to the current drought. Number 7. It's like something out of a short story. 2,000-year-old town of Vila Real de Furna, in Portugal's Minho region. According to oral accounts, the village is said to have been founded by Romans in the 1st centuries, and flourished for 2 millennia, before being flooded by the Portuguese Electricity Company in 1972. Remnants from the town can be seen during dry periods in the spring and fall, when water levels in the reservoir recede, and the remnants of walls, windows, and doors of the town re-emerge. Number 6. This tiny town, estimated population, 30, established in 1875, was one of 3 flooded to create the Solomoni Reservoir in 1965. After water levels fell by 12 feet in 2012, locals began flocking to the area to take remnants of the tiny town. When water levels in the reservoir are low, the remnants of the town can again be seen. Number 5. The Alpine village of Curon Venezuela was flooded soon after World War II, when officials decided to merge 3 pre-existing lakes into one, to create a hydroelectric dam. Before it was inundated, the town, which included 163 houses and nearly 1,300 acres of land planted with fruit, was filled with sand. The bell tower, which was built in the 14th century, was left intact as a memorial, and can be reached on foot in the winter when the lake freezes over. Number 4. In what remains of Potosi, Venezuela, the mildewed ruins of a Gothic church sit alone in a giant field. At one point, the church was part of a vibrant Andean village with 1,200 inhabitants, but in 1985, the town was flooded when a nearby river was dammed to create a hydroelectric plant. For about 20 years, only the cross of the church's steeple was visible above the waters, as if marking the grave of the entire city. In 2008, the waters of the reservoir began to recede, due to a severe drought linked to El Nino. By 2010, the church had been completely uncovered, joining the ruins of local houses, the town square, and a cemetery, all of which can now be seen. Number 3. It's now a haunting stretch of pale rubble and skeletal trees, but in the middle of the 20th century, Villa Epcune was one of Argentina's most popular tourist spots. The once charming village was developed in the 1920s, to take advantage of the therapeutic salt waters of Lago Epcune, some 340 miles southwest of Buenos Aires, and the population peaked in the 1970s at some 5,000 people. But in 1985, tragedy struck. Heavy rains broke a nearby earthen dam, inundating the town and its hundreds of businesses. The salty waters covered the town for about 25 years. Number 2. Spain has a number of drowned towns, but one of the most notable sites is the church of Mediano, in La Huasca. The church, which dates to the late 16th century, was submerged in 1974, to create the Mediano Reservoir. The tip of the steeple is always visible, even when the reservoir's levels are full. Intrepid divers used to be able to explore both the inside and out, but the inside has been boarded up, for safety reasons. Elsewhere in the country, in Catalonia, the ruins of the 1,000-year-old village of Sant Romà de Sor are also visible, when water levels in a nearby reservoir drop, and include their own atmospheric church. Number 1. Beneath the waters of Lake Qiando in China's Zhejiang province, lies the 600-year-old lion city of Xicheng. Flooded in 1959 to create a reservoir and hydroelectric station for the nearby city of Hangzhou, its beautiful ruins have been surprisingly well preserved by the water, which reportedly protects the buildings better than if they were exposed to sun, wind, and rain. Thanks for watching. Until next time, subscribe for more videos.